In this video, we're going to be checking out the Hot Toys Deluxe Darth Maul. And what makes this action figure deluxe is the inclusion of the speeder here. There's also a standard release that, as far as I know, all it's really missing is maybe the speeder, maybe the probe droid here, and then a few other small accessories that we'll get into later in the video. So I consider this one of my personal favorite pieces in my collection. Easily a top 5. And it's the definitive Darth Maul that you can get. Out of all the Darth Mauls that have ever been made throughout history, I think this is the number one. I originally pre-ordered this in December of 2018, I think. And then by July, July of 2019, I finally got it through the mail. So he's been with me for about 5 years now. I look at this and I think Hasbro could take some notes from this. Specifically with his cape here, and of course the likeness. Which is a spot-on likeness to Ray Park as Darth Maul. So I'll admit, there is a whole lot of features with this Darth Maul figure, and I don't think we're going to be able to go through everything in this one video. So for purposes of this video, we're mostly just going to be taking a look at everything he comes with, and then just showing off exactly what he's all about. But there probably will be featured videos showing off some of the accessories more, and maybe some different poses. Maybe him interacting with some of the other Hot Toys figures I have, like Qui-Gon, for example. I have taken a lot of photos of this over the last few years. At some point, I should probably put them on the Instagram. Before we look any closer at the action figure and all the accessories he has, we'll take a look at the package, but I have that in the other room. It's extremely massive, so we'll need more space for that, and we'll go ahead and jump to that right now. And here we have the package laid out here, and this might be one of the best packagings I've ever seen for a Star Wars item in general. As you can see, this is the actual case where all his parts are here. This is the sleeve. And of course he came with a plastic covering over that. I always keep these because I like to try and protect the package. And as you can see right now, I imagine you would agree with me that, wow, this is a very impressive artwork that has here. It's interesting material as well. It's very, it's just a lot different than what you're used to, I guess. So we'll look at this sleeve here first. As you can see, it is pretty large. So we have the Deluxe version with the exclusive speeder bike accessory. I figured that since Darth Maul is one of my favorite characters, you have to go all out for him. At the time, this did cost about $500, which, yes, even in 2018 and 19, that was pretty expensive. But nowadays, the few times I have looked up this set on eBay, for instance, I've seen it go for $1,000 sometimes, which is outrageous. But that's the thing about a lot of the Hot Toys action figures is if you don't order them or pre-order them right away while they're available, oftentimes they're about double the price later on. So Sideshow exclusive. Nice image of Darth Maul there. The actual figure. Darth Maul was the speeder. And that's pretty much all there is for the outer shell here. Yeah. need to lay this one flat to really showcase everything. Very nice red image here. It's like a spawn of Satan or something like that, you know? Has the Deluxe logo there. I think that just means the 17th Deluxe action figure. Not sure if that's for Star Wars or Hot Toys in general. This image of Maul there. And I don't think there's really much to note on the sides. See the back here. Just says Star Wars. Then pretty much the same thing as the sleeve. It's held together by a magnet. Description about them. Deadly, agile Sith Lord trained by the evil Darth Sidious, Darth Maul was a formidable warrior and scheming mastermind. He wielded an intimidating double-bladed lightsaber and fought with a menacing ferocity. So something that's kind of exclusive to the set. It's this, not sure if it's a card or plate or something. I've never actually taken it out. See the image of Darth Maul there. It says Darth Maul on the side. Very nice background colors here. Very nice design. So you have this tab here. Lift that up. You have this felt on the inside. And here's we have some of the first accessories from Maul. Description for each thing. And we have his extra head there, which is the one with the more intimidating facial expression. This is where the figure would be. And we have a hologram Darth Maul, which I'm pretty sure this is exclusive to this deluxe set. So you have this paper here. It's plastic. And there specifically is where his robe would be housed. This plastic bubble. It has this black cardboard piece in there to help it keep its shape if you display it in here. This is just part of where the actual speeder would be housed. We'll take a closer look at this. This must be from that particular scene where Maul is initially introduced in The Phantom Menace. It's completely hollow. I've never actually displayed it, but perhaps I will at some point. Which always stays in there. In English and Mandarin. So it's nice that he's housed in this felt bubble. And here we have all the accessories. I don't think I'm going to take them all out right now. There's not much to really see anyway, besides the bubble. And I'll take all these out when we go back and take a look at the action figure. just to give you an initial look. That's pretty much it for the package. So now we'll go ahead and go back to the action figure. And here we're going to take a look at all his accessories. One thing I'll note here first is you almost wouldn't believe it, but Darth Maul does have his lightsaber attached to his belt, as you can kind of see there. It's one problem with like the TVC figure, for example, and even the Black Series one is his lightsaber, while they can attach to his belt, are extremely bulky and it doesn't look natural at all. Here it looks pretty good, and with his robe on you can barely even tell it's on his belt at all. So here's the instruction manual first, which is probably a little bit more of a complex one compared to what we normally get. So yeah, this is one thing about this Darth Maul action figure is he has rotating eyes, and there is a tool that you can use to rotate the eyes from inside his head, but it's not really necessary. You can rotate the eyes with just your finger. Various components to his arm. That is one thing. Where's that piece here? So around his wrist, he has some of these leather pieces, and this one I have off because I just simply can't get his right hand there to pop into place with this on, so this just sits off to the side. The left one seems to be alright though. Like most of the Hot Toys action figures, he also has a electronic arm. You can have the light up lightsaber. And he has one for both the double blade and then also towards the end of his duel with Obi-Wan, where he just has the single. Reenact some neat scenes. The probe right here. And the electronic components. I'm actually not sure if I have the batteries in the speeder right now. We'll check that out here in a minute. And how he looks sitting on the speeder. I have put him on before. It can be kind of tricky though. That's the instructions. Here's some of your batteries. I have used a few of them. It requires quite a few. And here's some of his various accessories. So he has the lightsaber and motion blades, which are very nice. I have displayed him with those before and taken some pictures, and it looks really neat. Electronic arm. Here's that tool here that you can use to rotate his eyes. They have the binoculars here, which look really good. They even look kind of rusted out. Authentic look to it. Some extra pins there. Sculpted gauntlet with the communicator that he uses for the probe droids there. I think this is an extra end you can put on probably the end of the lightsaber, actually, to simulate it being cut in half. And some of the various hands that he has. A lot of typical ones like a force gesture, as you can see there, and some fists, things like that. And we have the probe droid here. The antenna is removable here. Kind of hard to get that into place and they actually stay in place. And he is very fragile. Take him apart from the stand there. It's very loose. So a closer look at his extra head. Very nice expression. Yeah, I know it's kind of hard to see there, but he does have this kind of a nice matte finish there. You have those slots there where you can rotate the eyes. One interesting thing to know about Maul as well for both heads is they actually sculpted his earring in there. That's one hidden detail about Darth Maul that I think a lot of people forget about, is that he did have an earring. Nice sculpting work on the teeth there. It's really good. The horns are actually pretty sharp if you touch them. Sometimes they're almost as sharp as where you can draw blood, or it feels like you could. And they're the appropriate size. Tattoos look really good as well. So we'll show what that head looks like on Maul here in a little bit. Of course, he has his normal lightsabers here. And we'll display him with those. I think a lot of these accessories here I'll save for future videos though. Just show basically what's out right now. So let me get this out of the way, then we'll take another closer look at Maul. He doesn't really stand the best on his own. I think I got him stable for the most part for now. So we'll start with this head sculpt here. You have to be careful taking his hood off, because you don't want to snag that, since his horns are that sharp. So here's his more neutral expression. They have that earring noted there. So thankfully, this is pretty easy to take off. It just has this hook here. And you unlatch it, let's see here. Yeah, like so. And his sleeves have a little bit of a different cut. They're actually cut all the way up here. I always like Darth Maul's robe. He has a very unique one, not really seen elsewhere. I hope that Hasbro can replicate that in TVC at some point. Let's see about getting this off. Oh yes, wrist still wants to pop out on this side even, so I might have to take that leather piece out of his gauntlet as well. Looks like I dislocated his shoulder there. So here's his robe. Looks pretty good, has an interesting pattern about it. Set that to the side for now. I will show how rotating his eyes looks like here real quick. So as we saw in those pouches in the inside there, yeah, you can have them do an eye roll, I guess, if you wanted to. or you can have him looking down. Any pose you want, really. Or to the side, or maybe you can have him cross-eyed, or eyes looking in totally different directions, like he's trying to make a goofy expression. You name it. It can be done. I tend to like keeping everything straightforward. So here's the thing about his head. It's actually magnetic there. Which is something unique. Here he is with his other portrait. Not too often I display him with this head. More often than not, it's the more neutral expression. Yeah, so here's what I was talking about here. So you have this leather piece here. You actually got to take the whole gauntlet off first. And it just slips out of here. Then you put this gauntlet on, or that part of it. You put this on top. And that seems to stay into place halfway decent. Good enough where it won't fall out, at least. So the robes on him look pretty good. Boots look really good as well. Everything's very distinguished. Looks like an exact miniature copy of Maul is how we see him in the movie. I think you can take his belt off. I've never actually done it. Let's take a closer look at this lightsaber here. It has some really nice detailing in that. It's the red buttons. It's all silver. I think you can take those pins out, or the pin there for his lightsaber on the belt. And the blades pop into place, no problem. Suppose you could reenact that scene and a Tatooine. Maul duels Qui-Gon for the first time. And here we have Maul displayed with his lightsaber. It's pretty good. So last but not least, let's go ahead and bring out this speeder here. See what it's all about. Move the probe droid over here. Another look at him. Feels like a hollow plastic. One thing I didn't really note is there is a stand specifically for Darth Maul to where you can wrap it around him and get him in some dynamic poses. And then that would end up going back here on his display stand. And then we have this clear one here specifically for the speeder. Let's see here. If there is a switch. Yeah, it's a pretty nice speeder. There's the control panel there. So there is this extra environmental layer. You can either just have it with silver underneath, or you can put this on top to simulate Tatooine. This is Star Wars Darth Maul. Now let me see here. Yeah, I must have taken the batteries out then. So we'll save that for a future video then. But anyways, I think that's pretty much all I could show you for Darth Maul for now. Like I said, I'm going to do plenty more videos featuring this guy here in the future. I'm not sure when the next one will be. Hopefully here soon. Just stay tuned for that. But anyways, just from the initial impression of it, what we've looked at, would I recommend him for your collection? I totally would. If you're a fan of Darth Maul, this is the definitive Darth Maul. As far as choosing between the deluxe set here or the regular, like I said, the deluxe one comes with the speeder, so if you're not particular about that, perhaps the regular one might be the preferred one for you. But if you want to go all out for Darth Maul, this is definitely the set to get. It is extremely expensive now. Hopefully someday Sideshow does a re-release of it. With this being the 25th anniversary of the Phantom Menace, right now would be a good time for that. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Maybe for a 30th or a 40th or even a 50th anniversary, which that's still a long ways away now. But who knows? Some point there might be a re-release of it or an update even. It's a nice set overall. Lots of great accessories. Lots of display potential. You have endless opportunities with it. It's probably the most complex action figure I have in my collection, just from the amount of accessories and detail and things you can do with it. Stay tuned for more videos in the future featuring this guy. Do some more displays and more specific videos about some of the accessories. Maybe some dioramas as well. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the video. Stay tuned for plenty more in the future. There will always be more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate all your support. And check out some of the links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.